Hi, it's week 6 and we're covering chapters 8 and 9, and I had a student ask me about this question in the homework. It is in section 8.1 and asks for a probability that a randomly selected pregnancy lasts less than 98 days. Whenever I see it's asking what is the probability, I'm automatically wonder, is it a binomial probability? When I'll use binom PDF or CDF, or is it a normal probability? And when I look at this question, it says they are approximately normally distributed, and it gives me a mean and standard deviation, which tells me I'm going to use the normal distribution. And the command I use for that is normalcdf. To get to that, I hit second vars, so I get all my distributions. Normals, we don't ever use normal PDF. Number 2 is what I'm looking for, normal CDF, and I'm going to hit enter. And then I need to put in a lower bound. This says, what is the probability that a randomly selected pregnancy lasts less than 98 days? So 98 days is my upper bound. 0 would be my lower bound. You can't be pregnant for negative days. So then my upper bound is going to be, let me hit enter, 98. And then my mean, I'm going to have to look in the problem. My mean is 101 days. Oops, I put 10. Let me go back up. And my standard deviation is 9 days. And then I want to paste that into my problem. And then I want to hit enter. And it gives me a probability. And it asks me to round to 4 decimal places. So that's 0.3694, about 37%. Problem B is a little bit different. Instead of just selecting one person and asking what the probability is, we are going to take a sample of 19 pregnancies, find their mean gestation period, and find the probability that that average is less than 98 days. In this case, I would expect to have a smaller standard deviation, a smaller error, because I have a larger sample size. And so I'm going to need to use the central limit theorem. And instead of a standard deviation of 9, I will use a standard deviation of 9 divided by the square root of n. In this case, that's 19. So what will that look like on the TI? I'll again hit second vars. Oops, I did that wrong. Let me clear that out. Quit that. Second vars, and I want normal CDF. I hit PDF. My lower bound again is 0. My upper bound is 98 again. My mean is still 101 days, but because I have a sample of 19, my standard deviation will be 9 divided by the square root. I'm going to hit the second button, and x squared, of n, and in this case that's 19. And so you'll notice the difference in the previous command. I've got a smaller standard error, and I get much less probability. That becomes 0.0731. And it says, what is the probability that a random sample of 59 pregnancies, so even a larger sample? Let me show you a tool that you can use. If you hit second enter, it gives you the previous command, and you can actually go edit it. And all I need to do is edit that 19. I'm using my back arrow key to do that, and I'm going to change that 19 to 59 and hit enter. And then I don't have to retype everything in. And I get 0.0052. And that larger sample size means there's a smaller probability. And that's it. Let me know if you have more questions.